Now, if you are one of the millions who loves fantasy sports, now you can compete with your friends and family and win some cash.
That's right. I spoke with an expert who had more. Well, if you like full-season fantasy leagues, you're going to love the opportunity to compete with your friends every day with one-day and week-long contests. Whether you're a seasoned fantasy player or new to the game, Andy Behrens, editor of Roto Arcade and one of the leading fantasy sports blog authors, is here to give us the inside scoop on daily fantasy. Andy, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, a lot of sports fans' ears just totally perked up at this. Tell us about Yahoo Sports Daily Fantasy.
Well, we're so excited to offer a daily fantasy game here at Yahoo Sports. Really, the essence of it is that you're taking your season-long fantasy experience and compressing it into a single day. So if you're somebody like me and you just really love the thrill of creating a lineup, right, creating rosters, you like that draft day experience, this gives you an opportunity to do that at absolutely any time. I'm probably playing 2 or 3 free Yahoo MLB daily games each day. I just like going in and assembling, tinkering with rosters a little bit, assembling a different roster. This also gives you an opportunity to win some real money too, right? Like you can enter contests that pay out $10,000, $20,000, or you can compete for low money against your friends. You can jump into a bunch of free games. There's a lot of different ways to play. Really, I just find that it's a perfect complement to your season-long fantasy league. Like maybe you're in a league where you've kind of faded to the back half, but you still want to stay engaged in baseball. This gives you an opportunity to do that.
Awesome. Well, it definitely sounds like there's something for everybody, maybe something for the new player and something for those hardcore fans out there. So kind of walk us through how this works.
So super easy. There's a couple different ways to get involved in the game. You can either go to Yahoo Sports, just click a daily fantasy link. I think you'll find that just as Yahoo's season-long fantasy leagues are super intuitive and easy to play, the daily game is really the same way. I mean, it should only take you 2-3 minutes to build a roster unless you really get hung up on some of the decisions. But you're dealing with 2 starting pitchers, 8 position players. You've got a limited budget in which to spend. Everybody's assigned a salary. You just got to fit them all in there under that $200 umbrella. It's not that difficult to do. Again, I would urge people just to try a free game, get your feet wet in this thing before you start playing for real money. But it's just a great way to augment the fan experience generally and to augment your season-long fantasy portfolio.
Awesome, Andy. And of course, we were saying, you know, even if you've never played fantasy sports before, this is totally going to be fun for everybody. So maybe if we are one of those new players, how do we get started?
Yeah, I would download the Yahoo Sports Fantasy app. Really simple to use. Allows you to toggle back and forth between your daily lineups and your season-long fantasy leagues. Again, a very intuitive app. Allows you to build lineups very quickly. You get access to a bunch of research tools, so you won't be, you know, on an island. You won't be on your own. You'll have my research. You'll have my opinions as well as my colleagues on there as well.
Well, I love that. And, you know, of course, you were rated the most accurate fantasy baseball expert in 2013 by fantasypros.com. So I'm assuming that you're also playing daily fantasy a lot?
I do play it a lot. My favorite thing is to put together lineups. And, you know, it's just a great opportunity. Let's say you didn't get in your season-long fantasy draft, you didn't get Kyle Schwarber, the kid who's been blowing up for the Cubs. This gives you an opportunity to roster him as many times as you like. So I'm using it basically to fill in the gaps in my season-long fantasy portfolio.
Well, obviously, this new daily fantasy is super cool. Yahoo Sports also has everything for the sports enthusiast, so we encourage viewers to visit anyway. Anything you can leave us with, any last-minute advice or where we should go for more information?
Yeah, just go to yahoosports.com. Again, play around with the daily fantasy links. Get your feet wet building a free team. This has been so much fun, and it's a pleasure being on and being able to talk about it with you.
Awesome. Well, Andy, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Now stay where you are. The Morning Blend will be right back after this.